All right, welcome everybody to our Wednesday team call. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a thumbs up if you guys can hear me? Okay, awesome. I love seeing these faces on here today. Hey, hey. So I have everybody muted momentarily. I just want you to know, like when I'm doing a team call or leading a team call, you're always welcome to just unmute yourself and stop me. If something doesn't make sense or I'm buzzing through something, just stop me and say, hey. It'll be like you, Raven. Unmute yourself and say, hey, Scotty, what? I didn't see where you clicked. What is that? Always know that you can do that. So we're going to go right into things today. We're going to talk about the first 30. And this is obviously for brand new coaches. But there's a couple points. So I want you to maybe take some notes on this. It's important that you understand the first 30 for yourself as a new coach, or if you've been a coach for a while, or just a discount coach, and you're ready to start building your business, and you need to know the basics and know where to start. That's a good place for you to start, is the first 30. It's also a great place if you have been building a business for a while and you get overwhelmed a little bit, like it starts to grow and you're like, I don't know where to put my time, energy, and focus. It's always good to go back to the basics. And then last but not least, is you guys are going to be bringing on new coaches into your team. And I want you guys to know about this training so that you can be confident in taking your new coach and helping them through the first 30 and starting to train them as well. Okay, so that's the point of the first 30 training. I want to go over just a couple announcements. Obviously, the UK launched last Thursday, so it's almost been an entire week since the UK launched, and that's super exciting. Also, I want you guys to know that there's a promotion going on called November to Remember. November's coming up soon. So what I want you to do, I'm not going to give you the details because I want you to practice knowing where to find these answers. So go to coachfaq.com. That's where I get all my answers, and search for November to Remember. Also, if you go to your Coach Online office, when I hop in there and start showing you a walkthrough of the first 30, if you guys remind me, I'll show you where the Coach Breaking News is. You might have seen it already, but it's right on the first page. If you search that, the November to Remember is there as well. That's where I first saw it. So you can see it there as well, the details of November to Remember. So as you learn about November to Remember, I want you to pick find somebody inside of this team, somebody that's been in a challenge group with you, and pair up with them. Take the initiative to pair up with somebody to run your little team of November to Remember. I also want to remind you guys that we have 2 events coming up, and they're a little ways out, but we're still going to talk about them. Super Saturday will be in January. So there's going to be a Super Saturday in January coming up. So keep that in mind, that you want to go to, or host your own Super Saturday in your hometown. And number 2, I got to tell you a quick story about this, because a lot of you guys are brand new on here. You're like, host a Super Saturday? I don't know about that. I told a couple of you guys this story, but when I started my coach business, I sponsored 2 people, my friend Mike and my friend Melissa. And we set up this fit club, which is just getting together with people in our town, and we used a projector and we projected the workout like Tony Horton or Sean T onto the wall, and we did the workout together. And we got there and we each invited like 10 people, 10 of our friends to come, and nobody came but us 3. And we did these iron-on shirts with P90X logos, and they looked like crap. But that's how we started, and it was just us that was there. But I remember my brand new coach, we're like 2 weeks in. I signed up my 2 friends. I went Emerald at the end of my first week. We're doing this fit club that nobody showed up to. And I remember my coach saying, Scotty, are we doing Super Saturday next weekend? And I was like, yes, we are. Super Saturday on Saturday. We're doing it. And then I was like, I'll get back with you. I'll give you the details. And I went home and I got on Google and was like, what is Beachbody Super Saturday? And I learned what it was. I went to my Coach Online office and I registered, and we hosted a Super Saturday. Once again, we each invited like 10 people, and it was just us 3, but we did it. And that's how it started. But over the course of 8-9 months, we grew those 3 people into a room of 80 people in less than the first year. And by the end of the second year, we had 200 plus people at our Super Saturday events and our workouts. But it started with that and rejecting. So I want you guys to have that in mind. Super Saturday comes up in January. Start thinking about, am I going to take leadership in that, or pair up with somebody to do that? Also, June is Summit. Coach Summit. I know some of you guys have already bought your tickets and gotten your tickets. I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit of that in the first 30 training, because there's a new coach. I can't remember what they call it, early bird deal or something like that, where if you purchase your Summit ticket in the first 90 days of signing as a coach, it's highly discounted, like $100 or so. We'll get the details as we go through that. But an important thing to know is that when you make a decision, you get clear direction and you're intentional about where you want to go and where you want to be. It's funny how when you do that, things align and you're able to make it happen. But if you never set the goal, it's most likely not going to happen. So I think it's important, if you're on this call right now because you want to build a business. So I would make every effort you possibly can to go to Summit. And you may be thinking of Summit like, it's so far away, or some of you, I got to travel from Canada or from the UK to get to Summit. And I understand that. But what I will tell you, for those of you guys, I see lots of you guys that were at the UK launch. It's like UK launch times 100, like the feeling that you get there. It's incredible. So 25,000 people, and we got to celebrate Chris being the Beachbody champion. Remember that? So I want you guys to remember Summit's coming up. And those are the 3 announcements: Super Saturday, Summit, and also November to remember. Make sure that you get in on that. So I'm going to share my screen now to my Coach Online office. Give me 1 second and we're going to pull this up. And remember, like I said, ask questions as we come. There's also, if you're new to Zoom, there's a Zoom chat box. I put it over on this other screen so I can watch it as I'm talking. So if you have a question, make sure you can ask in there too. So I am now sharing my screen. Give me a thumbs up when you can see my Coach Online office. Can you guys see it? Okay, awesome. So here's the Coach Online office. This is what it looks like. That place I was talking about, Coach Breaking News, this is where you could look for it as well. Get ready for a little obsessed. So it talks about that. There it is. Registration now open for November to Remember. So just click on that and you'll learn what November to Remember is, and you can take initiative in your business to be a part of that, what's going on there. So as a brand new coach, I want each of you guys to know there's this training tab right here. You click on the training tab in the main page, and once you click on that, it opens up this right here. So these are different, we'll call them modules or pods for training. And we're mostly going to just focus on the getting started today because that's where the first 30 training is located. But I do want you to know for the future that there's all these other training categories as well: business training, product training, team development, personal development, and then a training library, which is like a library of like for example, I've taught at Coach Summits in workshops, and so have multiple other coaches. Those are all archived in those training materials. So you can go back and look at through all those things. So if you have a question about how to share Shakeology or how to build a team or the leadership ladder, like you can find them inside of these training libraries and inside of here. So we're going to start with the getting started. I do also want you guys to take note of the business training right here and the product training. Business training is going to have a ton of resources that you can download, print out. I remember making a notebook in the beginning. It has like a list creator, like a memory jogger to create a list of people to talk to, like tracking sheets for your customers, tracking sheets for your own business and your own vital behaviors and activities. All of that is in there. And then product training will help you guys understand each of the different products and how to share them. So like promised, the first 30, we're going to jump right into getting started right here. I'm going to click on that. And I'm also going to share and celebrate because she's on here. And remember, when we celebrate people's success, remember that success is not a rank or an income. Success is knowing what your purpose is, having clear goals, and showing up daily to grow yourself and grow others. I want that to be very clear. So if you're doing those things, you are successful. But I do want to recognize the advancement tomorrow of Connie Sharp going to Emerald Coach. She sponsored Leanne and her husband Andy on opposite legs, which made her an Emerald Coach on the sign-up day. So she signed up and then got both of them started with her. So she'll be an Emerald Coach tomorrow. That's when rank advancements happen. So let's give her a little shout out for accomplishing that little milestone in her business. And then let's get on to the first 30. So inside the getting started, remember we clicked on the getting started. Inside of here, there are 3 little pods and modules. We're just going to walk through them so I can show you what there is. So when it talks about the first 30, there's 3 things. What should a coach do in their first 30 minutes? What should they do in their first 30 hours? And what should they do in their first 30 days? So many of you guys, for example, that are in the UK, in the first 30 minutes, you guys more so got me and Gabby in person at the launch event and at the lunch, and not so much what I would normally do. Should I be sitting in my office here and you're where you're at in your each respective city? So I've been working on over the past couple of days. We've been getting back to each of my coaches and making sure they get through the first 30. But let's start right here with the first 30 minutes. And so remember, this is for you, but also for you to understand with your new coaches. So inside the first 30 minutes, there is a new coach welcome video. So in the first 30 minutes, you want to make sure that you watch that coach new welcome video. There's also a quick reference checklist. I'm going to open these up and tell me, when you guys see the screen, do you see the reference checklist, or did you stay on the other page? Is it the other page? You guys are on the checklist? Okay, perfect. Sometimes it doesn't jump screens when it opens a new tab. So here's the reference checklist. So it's pretty interactive. When you open it on your computer, it's pretty interactive. You can click it. I recommend you print it out and maybe have a little notebook you can carry with you. But this is for you to mentor your new coaches. So let's say I sign up James. I would follow up and check with James and say, hey, James, in the first 30 minutes, did you watch the new coach orientation video? I can check that box when I'm keeping record of watching and seeing what James is doing when he starts his business. And then and that's for the first 30 minutes. In the first 30 hours, I want to make sure that he started the business quick start guide, which we'll look at on the next page. But once he's completed that guide, I've checked up with him, I would check that box and I would follow up and make sure that he's ready to set up a 30-minute, I do 30-minute getting started right call. It's called a GSR. So once I do that, I would click that. So then when I do the getting started right call in what's called coach basics, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure in the first 30 days, this is what my coach James does. I'm going to make sure that he's been connected, welcomed, and contributed to the team, which you guys saw me do example with my new UK coaches. I got them connected, welcomed, and contributed into the team page. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure he's completed, and this is in the first 30 days, the 3 steps to share Shakeology guide. I'm going to show that to you guys. That's in the third module that we'll go back and check. But once he's done that, I'm going to check that box. And then this one, completed coach basics, or equivalent to whatever your coach does. For example, you guys are sponsored by me. You'll see what my coach basics group is, and you're going to be added into it. You haven't currently started in it because I start so that you guys understand what I do. All my coaches in October go into a November coach basics group. So you guys will be coming into a November coach basics group. So I'm going to make sure that inside of that group, you guys are learning the basic social media skills, learn how to apply the 4 vital behaviors. And I'm going to help you guys set a goal of helping 3 people get started inside of your challenge group or as a coach on your team. Okay. And one thing I want you guys to know, it's not complex. I don't want you to think oh my gosh, I got coach basics. I got to learn. I got to do this and that. For those of you in the UK, for example, you guys, basically what I've done with you guys in the UK Best Beachbody Coach group is what I do in Coach Basics. So I basically helps you guys inside of a group doing what I do with my new coaches here inside a Coach Basics group. So yes, I'm going to have you in a Coach Basic group, but it's going to be very similar to what we did inside of our UK Best Beachbody Coach group, where I taught you guys the vital behaviors. We did video chats, helped you guys understand the importance of taking before pictures, after pictures, starting and finishing a program, doing personal development, and getting dialed in on those 4 vital behaviors. So we're going to come out of this box back to where we were at right here. And I accidentally clicked something without trying there. So here is I want to go back so you can see. Okay, there it is. So I clicked it without even trying. So that was the quick reference checklist. That's for me to follow up with you guys. Then here's the coach welcome book. I'm not going to walk through the whole thing, but this is for you guys as a new coach to go through. And it's important that you know what it has in it. It's going to just walk them through the important, welcome to the team. It's going to walk through everything. That checklist I just showed you, you as a sponsor coach, that's for you to follow up. Remember, fortune is in the follow-up, to follow up and make sure that they're going through these things. This is going to just walk them through knowing how to connect on social media to Team Beachbody, like the Team Beachbody 411 page, what coach relations is. And you can go through this. It's very self-explanatory, teaches the vital behaviors, teaches the vital process of building a successful business. which for you guys in the UK, I've taught you guys these on the weekly calls, but it's important you go back through it and kind of remember what it is. Talks about the Beachbody Challenge and submitting your results and how to submit your results to the Beachbody Challenge, how to use the My Challenge tracker. Talks about the Success Club, Success Starter, and I'm just going to touch on Success Starter right now. Success Starter is in your first 3 full months of being a Beachbody coach. When you hit Success Club, you get 2 points for every time you sell a challenge pack or sign somebody up as either a customer or a coach on a challenge pack. You get 2 Success Club points. So to be in Success Club, you need 3 people that you start in that month. And one thing that I think that's important to know is that it's your first 3 full months. So those of you that signed up in October, if you miss October, let's say you get 2 points or 4 points or 0 points and you fall short, November still counts as your first month. If you do hit it, for example, Connie is at SC4. I know Hannah's at SC2, and a few others are at SC2. If you hit it this month in October, that still counts as your first. That will then count as your first month. And what happens in the Success Starter program? Your first month, you get a conference call with Carl Deichler, the CEO. When you hit it 3 months in a row, you get a free ticket to Summit. So you get a free ticket entrance into Coach Summit in Indianapolis with us in June. So that's the Success Starter program. It's going to show you guys a little bit about rewards.
Sorry, I've got a quick question.
Yes,
sorry, I've got a baby crying in the background. So if we've already bought a Summit ticket, how does that work?
What you're going to do, you'll contact events@beachbody.com and they'll reimburse you.
Okay.
Yep, they'll reimburse it. And you can also transfer tickets. So let's say you hit it in your business and Nick, it's not that I don't believe in you, brother, but I'm just giving an example. Let's say Nick doesn't hit it, Hannah does, and Hannah just bought a ticket, then she earns it. She could transfer her ticket to Nick. You can do ticket transfers in Beachbody with your Summit tickets. So great question. Goes through everything. This is just a new coach, basically pamphlet, goes through a lot of the details and the basics, talks about Summit. Here's the deal. It's $120 off when you sign up for Coach Summit. Tells you how to register, gives you a coupon code, and it's from 90 days of your enrollment date. So you guys, basically those of you that signed up on October 19th, you have till January 19th to get a Coach Summit ticket and get $120 off on it. So this is just a workbook. I would print it out. It's a quick reference guide for you guys to kind of understand the 4 vital behaviors, the vital process, how to connect to national wake-up calls, and so forth. So that's everything for the first 30 minutes of your business. So you basically want your new coach to watch the welcome video and go through the coach welcome book and kind of have that basic understanding. This right here is for you as a sponsor coach when you start somebody to check and make sure that they're doing these things and follow up with them. So we're going to come out of this, the first 30 minutes, and show you guys what the first 30 hours module contains and why it's important. So the first 30 hours, this is going to have a business quick start guide. This is kind of where you write out kind of what your goals are and an action plan in the first 30 hours. It's like the first 30 minutes, you're just getting like this grasp about what Team Beachbody is, the reward program, Summit, how to connect with your coach, all that stuff, vital process, vital behaviors. Now we're going to talk about the serious stuff, setting goals, what's your purpose and reason as a coach, and then creating an actual action plan to achieve those goals. So in my business, what I do is the first 30 hours, I have them start to fill out this business quick start guide and the coach action plan. And then together on the getting started right call with them, that's when we get a little more, where I help them get a little more specific on their action plan. So we're going to open up and I'll show it to you. This is the business quick start guide. This is where you want to kind of just, like I said, I would print out a notebook. My notebook's up here. You would write in your coach ID number so you can have it and remember what it is. You never want to put the wrong coach ID number in and send it to a link to someone with the wrong number. So you get that. One thing I want you guys to know about coach relations, when you have an issue with an order or custom order not showing up or whatnot, that's always dealt with coach relations. You can call them, but the best way is to use the chat option. And you can use the chat option just by going to the bottom of the page on your Beachbody. And it's on your website, and it's at the bottom. There's a contact us, and you can do the chat option. You can also just get it right there. There'll be a link inside that hyperlink as well. So you want to know who your upline coach is, know who your team is, And so you put your sponsor coach number, their phone and email, upline diamond, upline star diamond. For example, those that, if I'm your sponsor coach, your upline diamond coach and your upline star diamond is also myself. I'm your upline diamond and star diamond. I think it's important that you guys know who my upline is. My upline is, if you don't know, is Lindsay Matway. So Lindsay Matway is my upline star diamond. And that gives you guys an idea. So this is good for you guys to know in the future as well, as you guys begin to build a team and a downline. Let's say you're their sponsor coach, so they would put you there. I would then be, let's say Hannah, let's say Nick. Nick would put his sponsor's name as Hannah. His upline diamond and star diamond would be me. So that's what that is. And if you don't know what that is, just ask your coach and ask. It's in your coach online office as well on the front page. But if you don't know who they are, you can always ask. So next thing you want to make sure that you do in your quick start in this first 30 hours is set up your profile and your websites. On the first page inside of the coach office, there is a place for you to set up your websites. And there's like a Canada site, a US site, and a UK site. Basically, just set up one and then copy and paste into the other ones what you put on your one website. And what's cool about that, I use specifically when I'm sending a link, I use something called the Coach Link Generator right here on teambeachbody411.com/coach/link/generator. And then there's UK, Canada, US, specific for wherever you're sending the link to. I use that specifically, but it's also pretty cool to use the new, because it's new, the Coach Online Office is new. When you set up your websites inside the office, there's a copy link, so you can send that link to somebody. They can see your picture that you put in there, your little about you, and then at the bottom there's like a free membership, a shop tab, a become a coach tab, and BOD tab at the bottom. So that's a great option as well to send somebody if they want to get BOD or they just want to shop for something or look through the programs. That's a good one to send to them where they can see all four of those things or all four of those options. So the next thing they want to do as your coach gets this is this is where I said this is when I get into the getting started right and I help them fill this out. They want to get in those first 30 days, they want to get together with your coach, find a time to set up a getting started right call or video chat where you talk about your action plan and your goals. This also goes back in and just reiterates the 4 vital behaviors. I love that it repeats that so often because as a brand new coach, that's the most top priority. 7 years in, like me, that's still the most top priority. That's why it's always first and foremost. Remember that. And then get connected. If you guys are like seeing me share something from Carl Deichler or hearing about news and you're like, where the heck is he learning this stuff to be able to teach us this? It's always because I see it on Carl Deichler's page is one of the main ones. And this Beachbody Champions group is incredible. That group is like it's like if you didn't have it, it's like having the most incredible upline training in the world. Okay, basically what it is, Beachbody gets the top leaders in the entire company, and they teach different things like a ton a week. My one warning to you guys is do not get wrapped up in just doing training. Okay, that's why the next page we're going to look at is Coach Action Plan. Like what steps are you going to take? And so training is good, but I want you guys to remember as we're learning about training on this call in the first 30, after these first 30 hours of coaching, getting situated, setting up your profile, your websites, learning how to send a link, literally 5% of your time in a day should be on training, and the rest should be on the 4 vital behaviors: inviting, contacting, connecting with people, and supporting people. So we're going to pop right out of that and go over and show you guys this Coach Action Plan. This is the one where you kind of set goals for yourself, like the action plan of what you're going to do. This is where I help my coach inside of a getting started right call. This is where I help them set these goals. But you can begin to do it on your own. So the first thing is you want to write your why down, why it is you're a coach, what's your purpose and role, why are you doing this, why is this important to you? Set some goals of help, how many people to join a challenge group. Obviously, my goal as your sponsor is to help you hit Success Club 5. Also, one thing I want you guys to know, if you guys hit Success Club 5, basically the commissions from that will cover your sign-up cost. That's why it's important for me that you hit Success Club in your first month or your first full month so that you can cover your sign-up costs and start your way towards getting your Shakeology paid for. So, but remember, your goals are specific to you and what you want to achieve. So this is what you want to do in that first 30-day coach action plan is write down your goal, be specific about that. Write down a goal for your commissions. Write down that you've completed your Coach Basics training if you have. For example, I'm going to be getting my new coaches into November Coach Basics in the next 2 days before the end of the week. And then make sure that you're sticking to your fitness program and drinking Shakeology every day. I cannot express so much the importance of starting and finishing a program, submitting your results to the Beachbody Challenge. If you want to build a long-term successful business, it's important that you do that first and foremost so that your people can do that. And then it has kind of like, I love this, it's your action steps. This is what you should do every single day for your business. And I saw Gordy put in the team page just the other day, I think yesterday or today, kind of a checklist very similar to this. I want you to notice that there nowhere on there really does it say spend 2 hours watching coach training videos. Okay, I want you to take note of that. Post on social media, start new conversations, find out someone's goal and invite them to a challenge group, follow up with contacts, work out and drink your shake, do your personal development, and recognize your challengers for starting their journey, for completing their first week, whatever it is they're doing. This is also where you get to commit. This is a business that you guys are doing or a side business. So commit yourself, set apart your time. How much are you going to commit every day to your business? And then make yourself some commitments and kind of look at the obstacles you're going to face during your first 30 days and how you're going to overcome them. So this one, my accountability check-in, I like this. This is for you guys specifically to check in with your sponsor coach. So I want you guys to pick a time that you're going to check in with me. You're going to take the initiative. So I'm looking at Hannah Nick. This would be a time that, Hannah, you check in every week and you say, hey, Scotty, I'm checking in. This is what I did this past week. This is where I felt I did good. This is where I fell short. This is where I need help. And you check in with your sponsor coach and let them know what you need, how you're doing, even a time for you to celebrate your success with them so that we can help recognize you. Housekeeping, I like how they named that. They changed that. Housekeeping items. Make sure you're in a Coach Basics group, that you're in a challenge group, and you know about a challenge group that you're inviting to. So either you've set in a date for a challenge group to start, or you're creating your own accountability group and you're inviting people to it, or you've paired up with somebody on this team and you're starting a group soon. Or you can even invite people to our big fitness and accountability group that we have. For example, I have a goal in November to get 10 new people into our accountability group that I've been running in the UK. So that's the group I'm inviting people to in November. So know what group you're inviting people to so that you have intention with your invites and a place that you're inviting them to do into. So that's the first 30 coach action plan that you want to have handy with you when you do your getting started right call, when you do your call with your brand new, with your sponsor coach. So we're going to pop into the first 30. So we've covered the first 30 minutes, first 30 hours. And like I said, I would print those worksheets out and have them. So you can have them on your desk and in front of you so that you can remember what you're doing, what the vital behaviors are. And I would even print out multiple sheets for that daily action plan of connecting with people on social media, how many people you're inviting, did you do your workout, did you drink your Shakeology, and so forth. So you can hold yourself accountable. So we're going to go on to the first 30 days. This has a Coach Basics participant guide. I'm just going to walk you through this. Each coach in Team Beachbody in the network does Coach Basics a little bit different. Okay. So the way that I do it is I do my Coach Basics is very self-paced. Okay. I have recorded 60 Coach Basics videos. They're 3 minutes each. I have them on my YouTube channel. I also have them on my blog at scottyhobbs.com. Hit the search bar, hit Coach Basics, or search Coach Basics. It will pull it up, and it has them in order. And you can go through them at your own pace. And my goal is to have my coaches finish those 60 Coach Basics videos in the first 30 days. But the main point and purpose, they do that on their own, like a self-paced study course, we'll call it. They do that. But inside of the Coach Basics group, what I do for my UK coaches is going to sound very familiar, is basically I get them just focused on leading, helping me lead, and also in inviting people. So my Coach Basics process is not to make you watch a lot of videos, do a lot of video chats, and take time away from you building your business. It's helping you get into action of inviting people to a Coach Sneak Peek group where we talk about challenge groups and the Beachbody Coach Opportunity. And I help teach you how to invite people, how to follow up with people, and how to get people into the Coach Sneak Peek and what to do with them once they get inside of there. So that's what I do in a Coach Basics group. I have you go through the 60 videos on your own pace. And then in that group, we plan and organize and teach you how to invite to a Coach Sneak Peek group. So here's the Coach Basics little outline. I'm not going to go through it, but you should go through it because it teaches you some very important things like creating a contact list. It has hyperlinks to a memory jogger, which is, it seems quite silly, but it helps you. It's like who's your dentist? Who's your child's school teacher? Like, it helps you jog your memory of who are people that you actually know that you can build the relationship with and start talking to about the business. So here's a form very similar to what Gordy shared in the team page. It's a business activity tracker. It'll give you something that you can check off every single day for the vital behaviors. And it's just going to walk you through everything about kind of the lingo of a coach. GSR is probably in here, success starter, leadership ladder, and so forth. So that'll give you just a couple ideas. And sorry, I'm rushing through this because I want to get you guys out of this call and into your action plan. But we'll teach you a little bit about Coach Basics and how to be a participant in Coach Basics. Just know for my personally sponsored coaches, that's what I do. Have you go through the 60 videos on your own pace, and then we work together inside of a group to either run a challenge group together or Coach Sneak Peek together. This is so powerful. In your first 30 days, this will help you have know what kind of videos you can share about Shakeology. If you want to have a long-lasting video, it's important that you understand the health benefits of Shakeology and how to create Shakeology retention in your customers. Because a customer that you can retain on Shakeology becomes a coach eventually because they love it so much. They want to share it with others. They want a discount. It also is a residual income. If someone continues to use Shakeology, you continue to earn commission from it month after month after month after month. So this is going to help you know what kind of things to share, what kind of videos to share with your prospect to educate them about Shakeology, how to add value about it, but more importantly, how to create your own success story with Shakeology so that you can share that with others. So it kind of helps you learn the essentials, how to share your experience. You can walk through this on your own, but I want you to be very aware of it. It's going to have right here some Shakeology tools. Tells you how to get inside your coach online office to some Shakeology sharing tools. There's product toolkits, which we kind of showed you at the very beginning of this call. But for example, I want to give you guys an idea. I followed up with about 6 people that I've been working with in the UK that wanted to get Shakeology, and on the launch day, they've been waiting for it, and they didn't do it. They didn't follow through with it because of cost, because of timing, because of I don't need a shake, I'm just eating whole foods. So honestly, what I did is this morning, I sent them this video. I just said, hey, I completely know how that feels. Like when I first wanted to try Shakeology, it actually took me 8 months before I actually tried it. So I related with them in their objection. And then I said, hey, I want you to watch this video and then share with me after you watch the video what stood out to you. So I'm using these Shakeology tools to help continue to educate somebody about Shakeology and why it's important. Because the more you can educate somebody, the more they're going to see the value in it. And then when the timing's right, they're going to follow through. So there's some great videos in here. Also for your own knowledge, I would come over here and click. You can get and listen to the Shakeology podcast. And also it's in iTunes. You can listen to it on iTunes or Google Play. And then also there's a YouTube channel there's tons of Shakeology videos that you can share and continue to learn and educate yourself from Darren O'Lean and also Carl's wife, Isabel. They talk about everything about Shakeology, how it's manufactured, the relationships with the farms, the quality of the ingredients they get, and so forth. So all those are going to be good reference tools for you when you're talking about Shakeology. And then there's just some more quick reference guides. It's like there's 70 ingredients, but like I don't know all the ingredients from the top of my head. But one thing that I do is I have like 4 or 5 that I list. I say, hey, there's 70 different whole food, all natural ingredients, or superfoods, prebiotics, probiotics. And so you can just kind of get a little bit of lingo so you can teach people kind of what are in these things. what Shakeology does for them, and some of the key benefits. So this will help you kind of get that knowledge base so that you can more confidently share what it's going to do. Has some do's and don'ts of what you should and should not do when you're sharing Shakeology. And then it gives you at the bottom a I guess a takeaway or an action plan to create a short video explaining how to prepare Shakeology in a way that creates the best experience. I'm going to tell you why this is important. Because when I first tried Shakeology, I mixed it in a coffee mug with lukewarm water, and I poured my little packet in, my sample, and I stirred it with my spoon, and it was chunky and warm. And when I took a drink, like the powder ball like blew up in my mouth, and it was disgusting. And I was like, I'm never drinking that stuff. So it's important that you maybe create a video, like open your bag of Shakeology, show them how you blend it, how you like it, so you can share that with your prospects. So as soon as they purchase it, you can share that with them, and they have an example of you teaching them how to do it. One that I use with my new customers is I use 2 videos that I personally made. One of them is Gabby and I just talking about it. It's directed towards people, women that are pregnant or nursing, because that's a lot of our market of people that we attract. And we talk about the benefits of Shakeology and teaching kids healthy habits. So I use that one with everybody. But then I also have one where I just talk about how much I was against Shakeology. Like I present every objection that I ever hear in Beachbody or in Shakeology. I present it, talk about every objection I had, and then what flipped the switch for me and why I've never missed a day. So I have those 2 videos that I've made that I can personally share with somebody. And the cool thing that I'll let you guys know is like your personal story or testimony of it is going to be far more powerful than a Beachbody company video on all the facts. So I would start working on that inside of your Shakeology guide. So that's the first 30. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about that because you hear about it as you start your coach journey. So I didn't want you to be like, okay, what's this first 30? Well, basically it's to help your new coach get a basic understanding in the first 30 minutes of what they've gotten themselves into, how to set up like their why, set up their websites and all of that stuff, and create an action plan. And the basic action plan is to help your new coach make their money back so that Shakeology is paid for, and help them understand the 4 vital behaviors and to get into that. And then the 30-day plan is to get them into Coach Basics, where you can teach them and get them implementing the 4 vital behaviors using social media and all the basics of coaching, and then get them into action. I highly encourage you to get them into action and not just watching a ton of videos. That's why I have them do the videos at their own pace, and I get them right into leading a challenge group or a coach sneak peek together with me. So you guys that are my new coaches, you guys are going to see you're going to be either hosting a challenge group or a coach sneak peek with me in November, which you guys have already seen. We're working on that. And then I want you guys to just kind of take note of that as you start your coaches. It's nothing complex, nothing scary. Everything you need: templates to run challenge groups, templates to run a coach sneak peek group. The example of the challenge group you guys have been in, the way I run challenge groups so that you guys know that are my new coaches, is the fitness accountability group. Is I run a fitness accountability group. I just bring new people in when they're ready to start, and I do it whether they buy from me or not. So that's what I do. That's the first 30, but I do want you guys to know that once you go through the first 30 and you have you have questions about more bigger questions on like your contact list, expanding your market, understanding products, that's all available to you guys there as well. And then another great thing to know about this training in the beginning is when you have a question, who did I see ask for the question? Ask the question. It was, sorry, I can't remember right off the bat. Someone asked a question just recently about the 21-day fix inside of our coach training group. And then I saw one of our other coaches give them the answer. It was Hannah. Kolarova gave the answer on how to find what this coach was looking for. Oh, it was Sandra Borges asked a question about the 21-day fix meal plan, the schedule, and Hannah answered it for her. So that's what teamwork is. If you can't find the answer, I don't want you to spend 2 hours trying to find it and search through here. Like, first look there, but if you don't find it, ask in the team page, and I guarantee you somebody else knows the answer for you guys. So hope this helps you guys. I know I went 10 minutes over what I wanted to do, but before I hop off, I'm just going to ask you guys, because you guys are here with me. Does anybody have any questions on what we just went over? Hi, Lisa. I see you on here. I have a call with Lisa in 5 minutes. Does anybody have a question about what we just went over, or any question in general that I can answer in the next 5 minutes for you while we're here? Okay, I don't see any. I saw one question in the chat thread real quick. It says, I definitely need help with inviting and connecting with people. Okay. So I know that's a common one. So let's just address this really quick. This is like a life's worth of training in 5 minutes. Okay. So the question is, how do I connect with and invite people? So one thing I want you guys to know is that people are smart. Okay, people know when they're being pitched something, or when your end goal is just to sell them something or to get a commission from somebody. So I think first and foremost, it's important that you understand that. And so it's very important on connecting and inviting people that you first get really clear with yourself on what your intention is with getting somebody or helping them and inviting them. What does it mean to get somebody or find somebody or to sell them a challenge pack? What does that mean to you? That's going to be the first step to it. So, for example, when I'm meeting and connecting with somebody, my end goal is, okay, how can I understand this person beyond the surface level? And how can I find out what they need by asking questions and getting beneath the surface level? And then do I have a solution for them to help them get what they need that's going to help them improve their life? So it's, how do I get below the surface level of just normal formalities like, hey, how are you doing? What do you enjoy doing? What are your hobbies? Finding out, like when I look at somebody, I think about taking a walk with Hannah and Nick the other day. Like Nick and I had a conversation. We were walking behind everybody. We got a little bit below surface level. And it wasn't me that did it. Nick asked me a specific question that wasn't a surface level question. So it's get a little bit deeper with people and actually get to know somebody. Not just know about them, but get to know somebody. Know what their passions are, what their goals are, what their ambitions are, what their fears are, what they want out of life, all of that stuff. Get to find out what that is. And then I can guarantee you that what we have as Team Beachbody coaches, a challenge group, health and fitness, personal development, this team, and the financial opportunities that are available to them, we have the answer for them. Like the solution for them is a Beachbody All Access On-Demand Challenge Pack, or BOD, or just you as a free coach for 8 months or a year or 2 years until they're ready to buy something for you. I fully believe that. So to be able to connect with somebody, you have to have that intention of not just getting the Success Club points or getting the commission or getting your Shakeology paid for, but how can I help Dwana, the mom of 4 that suffered with depression? How can I help her be happy with her life and who she is, and be able to live a happy, fulfilling life and leave the past behind and teach those things to her kids and to her family and be the best possible person that she can? That's what it's not, how can I sell her a challenge pack and help her drink Shakeology and understand the benefits of that, but on the deeper level. So if you're having trouble connecting and relating with people, James, and anybody that's struggling with this, you got to think much deeper than that. And it's going to just take a lot of practice. So I would first and foremost just practice with the people around you, with your spouse, with your kids, with your neighbor, with your parents, with your brother, with your sister, with your coworker. Anybody around you, just start practicing having deeper conversations and getting to know people, not just know about them. Like go to your coworker that you see every day that you just say, hey, another day in paradise. Like another day here. It's like, oh, it's hump day. We got 2 more days. And that's all you guys talk about. Like talk about something a little bit deeper. Ask them about why they came to that job. Ask them about if they love their job. Ask them about if that's what they want to do with their career. Like start asking deeper questions to understand and truly know them. When you do that, they're gonna open up to you more. You can share more about yourself, and that's where the real connection starts to be made, and you can start to connect with people. We could do a training on this for a lot of times, and that gives me an idea. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to consider doing a training with some Tony Robbins stuff I have over a couple months called Mastering Influence. So if that sounds good to you guys, comment in the team page after this. Maybe I'll put something together where we can do that, but it's going to be something we can't record. So it's going to have to be, you either can hop on live or you can't. So we'll figure out how to do that. But that's it for this team call. I know a lot of you guys got to get going, and we'll continue on in the team pages working together. But let's stay focused. Let's help people achieve their goals. Let's start and finish programs ourselves, and let's make this the best team. Okay, guys? We'll see you guys later. And Lisa, I'm going to call you right now.